after a new wipe or a fresh start. Either way, after you have chosen an appropriate username that is still available, the big question is Bear or Usec. Well, which faction should you choose? This is what we will take a look at today, the pros and cons of each faction and general recommendation of which one might be the right one for you. Now, to begin with, of course, the visuals. Each faction comes with different faces that you can choose from. Of course, this is absolutely a matter of taste. Therefore, I will let you decide which faction has more sex appeal. You also have different voice lines. The Usecs speak English and the Bears, of course, Russian. But now the Bears also have some English voice lines in a Russian accent, which is quite funny.
Nice. Надоело всё.
Just stay focused, guys.
I can't believe Command just up and left us here.
I've got a bad feeling about this. What about Command? They just left us.
This is a matter of taste, so both factions get a point here. But then, after you have chosen your faction and get into the stash, there are huge differences. Because depending on which game version you bought, you get more or less gear at the beginning, and the gear you get is dependent on the faction that you've chosen. I've arranged the whole thing here based on the version updates, and we will go through that now. So first, this is what you get with the standard version. The biggest difference, the SMG for the Bear faction, it's an SMG 19, and as a Usec you get an MP5. I think the difference is minimal, and for the M4 as well. I mean, the M4 is a bit better, but therefore you have more difficulty finding ammo, and for the AK it's the other way around, so I think it's pretty balanced. But the headsets. The headset that the Bear gets are shit and only worth 10,000 rubles. The Razer ones for the Usecs, on the other hand, are extremely good. So overall, I would say the Usec gets about 40 to 60,000 rubles more in terms of value. Now, if you buy an upgrade to the Left Behind edition of the game, we get just one more pistol, so who cares? With the next variant of Prepare for Escape, there it looks a bit different. We get a different sniper, and I would say the Usec gets the advantage here again, especially with the M80. We get 2 helmets as the Usec instead of 1 for the Bear, a better vest and a better headset. So the difference here is brutal. I would say the Usec has an added value of about 100,000 rubles. In the big edition of the so-called EOD, here it's the other way around. I think the Bear gets a little better stuff. The RPK versus the MDR, I would say the RPK wins this one because it's easier to mod in the early game. The armored rig that we get as the Bear is also a bit better, especially in repairability. The helmet, on the other hand, is better on the Usec side again, but on balance I would say it's just a tiny bit better on the Bear side. But generally the Usec gets better starting gear. So bottom line, the Usec has a slightly better stash worth 150 to 200,000 rubles in the end, I would say. So clearly the Usec gets the point here. There is of course a lot more like clothing and map differences and even mission differences. But before we go over that, YouTube tends to bury my videos for some reason, the algorithm, so please support the channel by a thumbs up and a comment, share the video if you can. It really helps the channel. Thanks a lot for that. And we will take a look at clothing and map differences now. Furthermore, there are differences in clothing. Each faction gets different clothes that you can buy or unlock through missions, and I show a few here. I will leave it up to you to decide, and you can play the video a bit slower here if you want to take a closer look, but I think both are stylish in its own way, so both get a point. And now to the probably biggest difference. On certain maps, certain AI reacts differently, depending on your faction. On Lighthouse, for example, we have the rogues. Those are extremely strong raider types of AI enemies, and they are neutral to Usecs because they themselves are former Usecs. And this means if you go there as a Usec, they don't react instantly. Only if you get too close, they will give you warning shots and warn you verbally. But they won't shoot you right away. Only when you shoot them or enter the area, they will open fire and then be aggro for 2 more raids until they're neutral again. As a bear, on the other hand, you will be targeted from 300 meters away and shot. So it's not that fun to play this map as a bear. Streets of Tarkov, on the other hand, will be the other way around. There will be a faction of former bears that will patrol the streets and shoot all Usecs without warning. Bears, on the other hand, get left alone. Now, according to the patch notes, this is planned, but we don't know yet if this is in the patch yet. And from what I can tell, it doesn't look or sound this way. And it's pretty dependent on that factor, so should this be in the patch, I will add it in the comments down below. It will be pinned there. But as of now, it doesn't seem that way. And as long as this faction isn't implemented in the game, Usecs have a big advantage. There's also one mission where you have to kill PMCs of the other faction, but it's just one mission and I don't think it's that important. So as an end result, I think there is really no point of playing a bear except for style points, but that's it currently. Again, should this change, should the ex-bear AI faction be on streets, I will add it and pin it in the comments below. Other than that, you're better off as a Usec. So again, I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you all in the next video. And good luck in your wipe.